Welcome to the Institutional Scalper channel. I was recently reminded that it's been around about a year since the last interview with Brandon, so I thought it'd be timely to catch up and see how some of the members in the community have developed and progressed along the journey. So yeah, we're back with Brando, who's been quietly, absolutely crushing it in the background. Brandon, if you want to say anything to open with, and then we'll crack on.
Morning. I wouldn't say killing it, but consistency. I've gotten way better at consistency, so I'm not on Cypress's level for um money making
Mhm.
uh per trade, but lowering my risk and staying steady and consistent has proven to be my winning strategy. So I definitely avoid being greedy. And then that'll be my next move. Once I get more and more comfortable with being steady, I'm gonna start being greedy, I guess, if you will. Once you learn risk a little better.
Yeah,
So
well, I think firstly by saying comparison is the thief of joy, so don't do that. And
correct.
then I would say if you've got consistency in these markets, which we've just discussed, you do, then you are killing it. I think you said that you were pulling. Well, we won't disclose the figures, but it's basically most people's annual salary on a day-to-day basis. So you're certainly killing it. So don't put yourself down. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll get
I'll
straight
give
in.
myself a little credit.
Yeah, give yourself some credit, man. So yeah, you have successfully transferred or transitioned into full time. So what's that been like? Let's go there.
Um, it's I love that I can be done in 5 to 10 minutes. And then there's days where obviously it's going to be longer, where it's 2 to 3 hours. But with the volatility, it's really, really awesome to be done within less than an hour every day, and then go about your day with whatever else you have to do. And with owning a business and also running another business, I stay pretty busy. So being able to do this trading and be done so quickly in the morning and then go about the rest of my day with things I need to get taken care of, it's extremely rewarding. You definitely have to put in the work to get to that point, but I did. I mean, for 2 years, I literally sat and watched charts every day for more than 8 hours a day because I'd watch Asia and some of London if I was up that late. But I'd always watch New York. I'd chart everything. I'd make a journal, which I hated doing, but Scalper, of course, got us on that. And it does make a difference. Take it from a guy that hates doing that. I hate writing stuff down. I'm a visual learner. So I started taking screenshots, putting them on the computer, and then going back and referencing those screenshots, which helped me a ton. Because you just pull up the screenshot while the market's playing out, and oh man, this looks almost identical. All right, let's see what happens. And as I kept doing it, you start learning the moves that the market makes, and you start correlating everything.
Seeing patterns and consistencies. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you granted a little later in the interview. But yeah, so you take screenshots of live action, add them to a journal, and then you go back and how do you compartmentalize them? Do you do it in sort of buys? Do you have different file sections for buys, for sells, individual patterns? What is it that you're looking for, and what you're trying to extract um, with this method?
That's a very good question. I don't base it on buys and sells. I base it on the 1 minute chart volume because that's a very good indicator. And then I use major support and resistance. So I use the 4 hour chart, like right here on the screen.
Oh,
I
one
like to use
second.
this. Oh,
So
sorry.
let's no, we're good. Let's just make sure that your screen is showing.
It shows on my end that it is because I'm watching myself move
It
it
does,
around.
but I have switched it, so I just need to switch
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Which let's make sure it's clear on. I'm just gonna get rid of something real quick. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah. So which screen are we on?
This one right here.
Okay. Make sure that's
So, I
clear
mean,
for the
the
reader.
screen should say show all this.
Yeah, it shows everything.
Okay. Okay. All good.
Yeah, yeah. Shoot, whenever you're ready,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah. So, the 4 hour chart is my go to. Some
Where do you get that from, bro?
MB guy got me set up on the 4 hour chart. So
I've
yeah,
shown him the light.
yeah, you turned me on to the 4 hour, and I haven't gotten away from it. It's that
Good.
and the 15-minute chart are my go-tos for support and resistance. So
Nice.
like today, for instance, I mean, you're looking, you got right here where buyers went in, pushed us up, right? You got the momentum volume there, the liquidity. Well, here it became support. So once we broke below that, I'm looking for that to be our resistance area, which you go back and look at it, it's to a T.
Mm.
Exactly. I mean, look at those lines right there. And
Right.
then you
Okay.
go to the 15-minute, same thing on the 15-minute. I mean, it's identical. So I got two confluences right there in higher time frame charts that I can look at and say,
Mhm.
okay, this is
Okay.
going to be a good area for a sell to happen. And I'll bring this over here real quick too. This is the 1 minute chart that I use that shows the volume.
Mhm.
And I love using this because I could tell, even though we moved up,
Yeah.
that buyers were not in control and bringing in volume,
Right.
which is for me learning and watching every single day. It's sellers taking profits. And I've watched it so many times where you're like, oh man, buyers are in control, they're taking it up, but the volume stays negative.
Mm.
So that's telling you, okay, be cautious. At a certain point, sellers taking profits are going to stop taking profits and it's going to reverse. And that's exactly what happened today. I mean, we pulled up what 886 and now we're down almost 150 points.
Yeah.
Like, so that was a great move on something that I had pre-planned looking at. I just had to be patient and wait for it. And of course, in our daily discussions group, I'm watching guys killing it with buys, which I could have jumped in for buys, but my market read for the day was, hey, we're starting to go down. A lot of stuff is starting to be overbought.
Mhm.
Um, Key stocks in the market, only a few of them are showing that they are green, which means the market's probably going to start selling. And that's exactly what happened. So I was very happy. Of course, patience is the number one thing in this market. That's one of the hardest things I had to learn. Be patient, trust what you see and what you've learned, and it'll pay off. But as soon as you start becoming impatient, that's when you start getting the losses piling up. And yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I think it's mainly like patience is huge. I'm learning that at the moment, but that transfer into realizing that patience is key comes from having a certain amount of knowledge where you know where to be patient, as in you know the markets well enough that you're identifying AOIs, and therefore it's completely illogical to do anything other than sit on your hands and wait for it to come into fruition. Can you just expand on the 4 hour and show us the support and resistance that you were um, seeing? Just because it's on
Yeah.
a
So,
small screen, so if you could just expand it a bit and just run over it. Sorry to ruin your lovely little.
no, you're good. We can make that happen real quick. So, yeah, this 4 hour chart, as you can see, I mean, look how far back on days you can look at. So, I mean,
Mhm.
the amount of history you have a month
Yeah.
of history for the market moving. And I mean, as you can see, look at this area. This was resistance. I mean, look at where price went down. They're going to come back for the liquidity that gets missed. The If people want to call them fair value gaps, scalper will hate that. But I mean, there's liquidity that's going to get taken out
Mm.
that was trapped. So they come for that liquidity. And you're just looking at, okay, well, this is where price reversed originally and came down. So then I'm looking for that at the initial resistance to where price is going to come to that again.
Mhm. And on
And that's
that point, we
exactly what it
see
does.
buyers trapped and sellers get aggressive and then drop and rinse and repeat on the flip side.
Exactly. Yep. And the 4 hour is great for that because the higher the time frame, the stronger the support and resistance is going to be.
Yeah.
Again, learn that from my boy MB on the other end of the mic. I was just using the 1 hour like this one over here and the 15-minute. Scalper really likes the 15-minute and the 1 minute, which I was using very well. But um, some of the supports and resistance, on those lower time frames can get blown through.
Yeah.
So the 4 hour definitely gives you a better idea for time frame.
And my new favorite part, to be honest, is these imbalances. So today, my area of interest came from the sell imbalances. So you can use those as areas of interest where sellers or buyers have previously pushed. So if we zoom in on today's price action, they basically just pulled back to a sell imbalance on the 4 hour. If you just zoom in,
Absolutely.
just pinch it, it just wicks up to the sell imbalance, the immediate one, and then just will probably continue down from here.
So that's, I was just going to add to that where I have marked right here. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge imbalance, right? That's
Yeah.
where Asia opened and just jumped up. So, I mean, that leaves New York sellers trapped completely.
Mm.
There's that huge imbalance. So they're going to come back for this level.
Yeah,
The
and
only
that
thing is, you got to
is
pay attention to how and what and watch the order flows. But we know they're going to come back for this. History's taught us this
yeah, absolutely.
um, from watching charts.
It's the first sort of internal low of that leg. So, in my mind, until that is broken, we're still bullish, which is why I'm
Right.
still looking for buyers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just use it as a way of, when we get to the point where we have broken on the 4 hour, so the
Mm-hmm.
structure here got broken
Yeah.
and we came down, and then we hit resistance when we came back up.
Mm-hmm.
So now I am looking for that
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
come down and be taken out just based off the structure. But like you said, overall, we are bullish.
Yeah.
So it's
100%.
not just going to tank out of nowhere.
No, although this is a thing as well about being patient and whatnot, is when you understand the markets, you can sit on your hands and understand that it's going to pull back, and that's basically where you make your money and you get your discounted entries, etc. So yeah,
Absolutely.
sweet. We'll jump back into the questions. In fact, while we've got your charts up, then we may as well. Silly question. How do you find the latest iteration of the order flow charts? Because obviously this is all new. So compared to, let's say, naked charts and what we were trading before, the first sort of few iterations of the order flow, excuse me,
Yeah.
how would you compare and how are you finding the new charts?
I absolutely love this 10T. It's what he designed for this and programmed in for us to be able to use is, I mean, it's, to me, it's mind blowing. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
do you program something like this to give us such an edge on the market? It's, I mean, being able to see where buyers or sellers are coming in, where their momentum volume's coming in, where they're trapping a buyer, large buyer or a large seller, and where they're reversing it. So what we would call absorption on this. It's simply incredible. I mean, you can see right here, absorbed sellers right here,
Mm.
and price reversed. And then you have resistance up here where it reversed, but there was no absorption up here. So then you come back down here and sellers are being absorbed again. And what happens? Price went up. So it's being able to look for those confluences when you're trading. Like right now, oh, this is kind of a battle zone. Like no one's taking control right here. I
Mm.
expected it to come all the way back down to what we have as our dark pool line by the
Yeah.
white line. So my trade today was literally this sell at the 4 hour resistance.
Mm.
We'll pull it back up again. So I mean, right here, I had that marked as our resistance big time. Sure enough, we came to it. I took a sell right here. This is where it swept, and I held it
Nice.
right here. You start getting close to your break even, but it doesn't hit.
Mm.
So as long as I don't go negative more than 10 points, I'm happy. And that never happened. And we wrote it down.
So you
So,
caught the very, very top of the market, pretty much. Very top of the move.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And that was basing it off the 4 hour having the major resistance
Mm-hmm.
and the 15 here as well. I mean, even if you go to the 1 hour right here, I mean, look at that. 1 hour lines up perfectly too.
Okay, so one of the
So,
questions I was going to ask is how confident you feel using the newest editions, but that pretty much answers that. So give me the rundown. Say you're utterly confident in coming into a 4 hour area of interest, and then from there, what is it that you're looking for? What is it on that level at the very top of the move where you're like, okay, I'm happy to buy?
so when we began that move, our volume was approximately almost at minus 4,000. Okay. And previously, I've watched this. I've learned that when you watch and see that the volume's not drastically flipping and changing, then sellers are still in control. So even on our move up into this resistance that I was waiting for, we never got higher than it was, I think it was 2,300, which tells me, buyers are not in control. They're not putting the volume in. Sellers are just taking profits. So it's passive buys basically that are happening off sellers taking profits. So that gave me the confidence in the confluence in the 4 hour, the 15-minute, and the 1 hour that we are going to be reversing. And then sure enough, after this first part, then you start seeing the volume pick up again. And in this move, we got back up to, it was like 3,300. So just watching that, it was, okay, I was right. All my confluences that I was looking for were correct. Sellers were just taking profits. And then again, if what I'm looking for in previous examples, this will either go up slightly above where we reversed, kind of like this did. So I'm looking for this when it comes back up after the initial move down to hold or slightly go above. But I don't look for anything more than 10 points above this initial reversal point.
Okay.
Because this was the highest point. So it's at 25894. I'm not looking for it to go above 25904.
Right.
I mean, that's 10 points right there. If it does, okay, they got me, I'm out. But history has taught me from watching that it's more than likely, it's not going to go above this level. It's not going to break this high if I was correct.
So what were you looking for order flow wise? What was your, because unless it was a case of it just coming to the AOI and you're just like, yep, I'm confident, click. Like, what is it that you see on the 10 tick that is it the trap buyers? Because if you entered right there, there's no micro shift or anything, so you're super, super confident.
Yeah, it's the trap buyers. I mean, you can see, if we just look, we'll zoom in more. Let me make this bigger for us. Right here is basically almost like a sweep. So I see that happen. That's right at my resistance point that I thought would be resistance. It's a major resistance point. So I have high confidence in it. So I take it there. And again, I'm keeping it tight. I'm not going more than 10 points. So I took the entry here when I see that, and it does reverse. Now, the other thing, which people aren't going to understand unless they have this chart, but you can literally watch price stall out with this. And that's the cool part about what he's programmed in on this. You can watch price literally stall out and the momentum end. So you can you're watching momentum go up, and all of a sudden it hits resistance. Well, okay, that actually makes sense because we have the resistance on the larger time frames.
Okay.
Yep. And then the price starts reversing. And then they're not on here anymore, but there was absorption of liquidity here and here. So we had those absorptions that I was looking for, which gave me even more confidence.
Okay.
So a lot of it is just watching the chart all the time. And if you're watching the moves, so like right here, when you have these battles where it stays in the same zone, the price is either stalling out and hitting resistance. And if it's not going any further, so like right here, it's hitting resistance, but it's being supported too. So you got a battle going on. So then I'm looking at, okay, well, we had absorption here. We don't have a break of structure here. So we have this battle going on here. Let's see what happens. Well, we got here and we didn't break any structure. Same level as a trap seller previously, and basically almost where you had the buy momentum volume coming in. And if you look up back here, what do we got? Almost exactly right where buyers were previously.
Yeah, and it's just 10 tick base retest as well, so that initial move from the very bottom of that range, I'm pretty sure if you zoom out to the left, that'll be a 10 tick base as well. There you go.
Yep.
So
and where we had a battle before right here. Yeah. So you look right here, resistance here it was, and then it becomes a support. So especially this is the big key right here. So we have our level here. Let me go this way so it stops moving on us. We'll draw a little line. So what we got here is That's a support. So let's draw our little line right there. What do we see right here?
Mm.
Buyer comes in, and from that point, what do? We go up and we break the structure.
Yeah, so it's previous buy interest level, isn't it? AOI.
Correct.
Okay.
And we never broke below this level when we came back down.
Well, that's the
So,
10 tick base.
yep,
So this pullback just now shows that the how powerful the levels are, because we've pulled back to that level now, and then from there, if we zoom back in on immediate action, we can then see buyers coming back in and building structure on this immediate leg that's happening now, the one that you've just sort
yep.
of annotated and whatnot. So
Yeah, it's
super clear.
crazy how accurate it is. I mean, if you know what you're looking for and you're patient, it's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so knowing what you're looking for is obviously the main thing, which brings me on to the next question. How detailed and how much depth would you say there is to Uzi's lessons?
um, Too much, if you will. I mean, the guy just he knows it inside and out, and he gives you everything you need to know. The hardest part is everybody learns differently. So not everything that he gives you might pertain to how you see the chart.
Yeah.
But that's the best part about it is he gives you all the information that it doesn't matter who it is or how you see it. You're still going to learn from what he gives you. So like my trading ideas and setups are going to be different than what yours are.
Yeah.
But with the lessons that he gives us and what he gives us in the charts, it's I mean, you can learn it your way, you can find your confluences. What works for me isn't going to work for somebody else. I mean, that's where you get into the mental part of it, the psyche of trading, but he gives you all the tools that you need.
Yeah.
Literally. You don't have to use all of them, but he will give you all the tools that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I was pointing out the 10 tick just now is because I've literally just gone over all of that with him. He's he cancelled a meeting to get help me get my head around everything, so I can actually start making
That's awesome.
some moolah. That speaks to what type of guy he is. But yeah, so you've detailed briefly what you're looking for on the charts, pretty much top down, similar to me really. 4 hour, identifying your areas of interest on the 4 hour, and then dropping down from there. And you've shown that you've got supreme confidence in those levels. Sweet. So yeah, you've sort of given us a quick rundown on what you're looking for on the charts. What about your system off the charts? Like, how much detail have you got in terms of your trading rules? Do you have any sort of non-negotiables? What does that look like for you?
As far as I don't know, I found if you get too set in one way, then you create a bias. And in this market, you can't create a bias because that's how you're going to get wrecked really quick. So, like today, I guess it's kind of contradictory because my bias was a sell. But if I hadn't had that sell bias, I would have had the buys leading up to it. I mean, because we had all the confluences for buying on the way up. The problem was I knew that 4 hour resistance was there, so that's why I didn't give in to any kind of buys. Usually, it's going to come up, test the resistance or test support if it's going down. It there's it's hard to put into words because you have your confluences, so then it looks like a bias, but it's if you have a daily trading plan, I guess this is the easiest way to put it. If you have a daily trading plan and you're confident in it, you need to stick with it and not give in to something else. Like I could have got tempted with buys too and got greedy. But I was already looking for the sells based on everything I was looking at on the chart on the higher time frames. So I stuck with it and I was patient and it paid off big time. I mean, it was 100-point move back. So it's hard to put into words other than make a daily trading plan and stick with that trading plan and use your confluences to match up what you're looking for in that daily trading plan. And if they keep getting let's say, obliterated, or if their confluences keep not adding up, then it's time to reassess. And with the way scalpers charts are, it's so easy to reassess and say, okay, well, this isn't happening. It's not going to happen. It didn't work out. Let's reassess. Okay. So let's say, like right here, this kept going up instead of reversing like I thought it was at the 4 hour resistance. Okay, cool. We just went through the 4 hour resistance. So that's probably going to become a decent area of support if we go up through that resistance.
Mm.
Because on a higher time frame, look at where it was. It was support prior right here. So we go back up. Okay, now it's time to start reassessing where are my support levels at when we pull back.
Yeah, you'd want to see buyers start building structure and whatnot. So
Correct.
essentially,
Yep.
you
Which is
lean
what they're
more
doing now.
into um, having a certain methodology, i.e., identifying AOIs on the 4 hour and dropping down from there. You lean more into that than having umpteen different rules saying you can't do this, you can't do that, boom, 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 which is really difficult to
Correct.
follow because that's what I found myself leaning into as well.
The more you complicate an already complicated market, the more you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And the easier it is to try and not be greedy, but then you're revenge trading. Like, oh no, I got it wrong. Okay, now I'm going to do this based on what I see here.
Yeah.
Well, that's not always going to work out, especially in a market that is ranging for a day. Like, you got to know and have the discipline to have the patience. And the easiest way to do that is filter out all the noise. And the easiest way to filter out all the noise is like today, I'm looking for that sell and I'm looking for the resistance. And if that doesn't work, then after 10 points, I'm out. They got me. That's not a big loss at all. And reassess.
Mm-hmm.
But my daily trading plan, I stuck to it. I was patient and waited for it. Even when going back and looking at the daily discussions where people are killing it with buys, I mean, you can even go back and look at daily discussions. I even made a post saying, no, sellers are in control.
Yeah.
They're just taking profits right now. So, and it did come back. And now we're in a battle zone. But filtering out the noise and not having, just don't make it complicated. It's already complicated enough. You got to have confidence and learn what works for you. And you got to test it over and over and over and over again, which is simulation trading. Just practice trading, keep journaling, and then you'll know what works for you.
Mm.
I've had, shoot, 4 losing days in the past 2 months of trading because I do copy trade. I do offer the service of people can subscribe and copy trade off me. And we've only had 4 losing days in the last 2 months.
And a
So, I
lot of
mean, it's
that's to do
pretty,
with sort of technical issues as well, is it not?
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yep.
I do want to touch on that because I'm aware you're short on time, so we'll rope it back in
Oh,
a
you're good.
little bit. Um, yeah, so as you've just explained, you offer a copy trading service. I know when you first started that, that's a whole new boatload of pressure. So, how has navigating that been? How have you dealt with that stress? How have you navigated? Well, as I say, how have you navigated that to come out on top?
It's at first it was not easy, and you were there for it.
Mm-hmm.
It messes with your head because you're starting to worry about everybody else as well as you. And then that's the whole revenge trading starts kicking in because you're not confident, you're not sticking with what you know and what's got you there. So I literally the first couple weeks, first month was just it was brutal because I had got away from everything that got me to that point where I was confident in my trading, what trades I took, not letting trades go in the negative more than 20 points max,
Mm.
which had got me to the point where I was too with being successful. So once I calmed down and was like, okay, people know the risks, they need to have their own risk management on their end, and they're just taking my trades, then it started getting way better.
Mm.
It's the psyche part of it is just like any kind of trading, you gotta master the psyche first because that's going to be your biggest killer. It's not going to be the charts. It's going to be your psyche.
Yep.
That's I can't emphasize enough about how important the psyche is for trading.
Yeah, it's you've got to become quite callous with
Yeah,
everything and really pay attention to well, I don't know about you, but I practice meditation on a daily basis to help me sort of throughout the day register where my head's at, so I'm not getting carried away when price is moving against me. Basically, learning how to be patient and whatnot. You have to be at a
Right.
certain level of consciousness to be able to notice yourself when you're slipping and you're starting to chase a market, or if negative or overly positive emotions are coming in, or thoughts. Being able to check that, I can't imagine then having to trade for other people on top of those stresses. But
It's a lot.
yeah,
It will wear you out, but yeah, I finally got to the point where calming down, and yeah, it's as soon as you learn that psyche part of it, it makes a huge difference.
well, it's nice to see because you went basically back, and even though you were freshly profitable yourself, you then immediately started going to give back for others as well, and put yourself straight back in the pressure pot. Like, so that's commendable. That's very Brando.
It's it helps with the learning process too. It does. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much stress and pressure as it is, um, it definitely does help me out with my psyche and calming down. Because if you can get over that hump of trading for others as well, then your own personal trading is going to be, I don't want to say a breeze, but it's going to be way less pressure and you're more cool, calm, and collected. And what you look for in trades like today, I wasn't trading for anybody else. It was just me. And that trade was huge.
Mm.
It was awesome. It was exactly what I wanted. So it helps reinstill the confidence.
Well, it's cliche, but they say pressure creates diamonds, right? And
It's true.
then I think with trading, or just well with life in general, it's that. No, I am quoting outwitting the devil here, but um, that seed that comes from adversity. If you can flip an adversity or flip a stressful situation and learn to grow from that, that speaks again on the emotional intelligence that you need to have and the sort of mindset you need to have. So if you are doing what you're doing, where you're constantly looking for another way to add pressure to yourself so that you can grow, that just adds to your momentum and your likelihood of success. I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
at this point, obviously, you have gone full time, so and obviously you're a family man and you run multiple businesses. How do you sort of balance all of that?
I'm honestly not sure. I mean, our days are busy. My wife works her tail off too. So it's, like I said, being able to have this done within an hour,
Mm,
in the morning. Uh, New York opens at 8:30 my time. So, being able to get that done and over with and then go about my day, which I have other stuff that I work on usually around 11:30
mm,
and takes you up until you go get the kids and it just becomes well balanced. But this definitely opens up the freedom for with my kids playing sports, especially this summer. I mean, to be done in the morning and then afternoons when they have games or practices, then you're free. And it's awesome. You don't have to worry about anything else. You're done and over with, and you go about your day and know that your day was already done and completed.
yeah, I mean, at the opening of the video, I said that it's been a year since the last time we did an interview, and during that interview, I asked something along the lines of how important it is for you to achieve this. And now, only a year later, you're on the other side of it, and you have indeed achieved it. How grateful are you for that, and how often do you reflect on that?
Every day. I mean, when you're done and can go about your day and just have family time when the kids are home,
Mm,
I mean, there's no replacing it. So the gratitude is definitely, definitely, definitely way up there. It wasn't fun the 2 years that it took to learn because you have to put in the time, but looking back at it, is it worth it? 1000%. Absolutely worth every second because the freedom you have once you figure it out is just, you can't explain it. Like, there's nothing more important than family. So as long as you have that and you got time to spend with your family, that's winning.
yeah.
So even a small winning day on the chart, I mean, I just made money, even if it's a small amount. So it's a great day.
Yes, sir. And it's sort of in alignment with what Tez says too, and pretty much whatever I think what everyone starts trading for, uh, they may come across starting trading with sort of an immature mindset. I know I certainly did, where you come into it expecting to make X amount of pounds this quickly, but then after, if you maintain that sort of mindset, you're not going to last very long. And then
No.
after about a year or two, then you're really wading into the deep waters. You ask yourself why you really want to do this, and that
Yep.
usually comes down to freedom, building and spending time with a family. All the truly
Exactly.
important stuff that equates to actually living, as opposed to um, chasing money pretty much your whole life and trading your time for money, etc.
Right.
Um,
And greed will get you every time. So being able to stay focused on your goals but not be greedy is the key. Focus on your goals and work hard and it will pay off for you. But if you get greedy and just want it quickly, it's not going to happen. It just won't.
yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that. I think the goal setting itself is a really important element, because again, it makes you really think as to why you're actually going after this thing. Whereas if you're
Right.
just turning up every day without any goals, without anything other than the immediate and selfish thought of I want to make money, you haven't got um, that forward thinking mindset, and ultimately you're only chasing immediate gratification, which chasing immediate gratification in the markets is, yeah, that ain't gonna go anywhere.
No, it's going to wreck you quickly.
Yes, yes it
I was
is.
there.
Me too, bro. After nearly
Trust
three
me.
years, I'm finally snapping
Yeah,
out of it.
literally. Yeah. We've been at the same time. I was what, 3 months behind you guys?
Yeah, bro.
So
You've been on it since day one. You've been absolutely killing it since you joined the group. So you deserve it, 100%.
thank you. So do you, sir.
Yeah, I'll get there. Everything happens at the right time, right? Uh,
Right.
but yeah, with the way I'm reading the markets right now, I know it's only a matter of time. And as much as it is fine tuning my understanding of the markets, it's also fine tuning understanding of myself. I think that's the
Yes.
most important part of it. Um,
100%.
um,
Sorry, I'm watching the charts and talking at the same time.
no, you're good.
I'm marked here on the 4 hour.
We're still recording your screen, so I've seen you just
Yeah, that's
flicking around.
awesome. Yep. I'm telling
Um,
you, it's gonna come for this. It's coming for 25569.
oh, yeah, boy, I see buyers getting trapped, moving down nicely. Because I think we're gonna, now that we've come up and tested that buy area, I think we then test that 4 hour low, the sell base that you were referring to. I think we're coming down to that
Yeah.
potentially now. It's just a sell continuation. We'll see
Yep.
how the buyers defend the base, but I think they'll probably get crushed.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Buyers being trapped. You can see liquidity coming in here on the 4 hour too. So yeah.
Uh,
Yep, definitely looking for it. We'll see though. I
we'll see.
mean,
It'll
market
probably
has
play out
its
in the next 10 minutes or
yeah,
so.
right. It
But
should.
yeah, you've obviously seen success, and now you're seeing consistency as well. Do you ever find yourself getting a little bit too excited? Because we know how negative emotions can affect people in the markets. Positive emotions is the other side of that coin. How do you sort of stay grounded and ensure that you don't get carried away with yourself and fall back into that loop of, well, I feel like you can probably explain this as well. Once you've gotten through the threshold and understanding the markets and yourself to a certain degree, do you think there's ever any risk of you then, or are you cognizant, or
I've
ever
I've
concerned of
done
falling back into that?
pretty
Go ahead.
yeah, I've done pretty good with being cognizant. I think that's where the slow and steady is very, very, very important because if you maintain that slow and steady and stay consistent, that's what you want. It's
Mm,
as soon as you start getting greedy again that you're going to start seeing more and more losses. So, I mean, if I'm walking away from a chart happy with $100 win per account,
mm,
I mean, that's a huge win. That's $2,000 a month right there, just $100.
yeah.
So, I mean, anything over $100, cool. I'm walking away. If it's something I have high confidence in, I let it go, then I'll let it run a little bit longer. But slow and steady and consistent is key. Has to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you said, you'll fall back into that. No matter how good your psyche is, once you start getting greedy, you're gonna stay greedy. It's just the human psyche. You're gonna have that angst to get it back, get even, and then you're just going to start dwindling away from what has got you to the point of
Yeah.
being patient and slow and steady. You have to be patient.
And I think that would come back again to goals, right? Like your intentions
Mm-hmm.
behind the market. If you just turn up and you fall back into that mindset of, oh, how much can I extract from the market today, rather than, okay, I'm trading for my family. I'm trading because I don't want to work a job anymore. I'm trading because X, Y, Z. It all shifts back to that, really, doesn't it? That long term thinking, long term gratification, rather than immediate and selfish desires.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. 100%. It's not about you, it's about what you're doing it for and who you're doing it for.
yeah,
So you have to stay focused.
sweet. Bum bum bum. Some generic questions, really, to finish off. Obviously, last time we were speaking, you had some issues with prop firms. Have you sort of grown out of that, grown out of those issues? Who are the
I
best prop
mean,
firms now? Who do you like? Who do you still not like?
now that's a really good question because I hate Apex. Absolutely hated them because of what had happened previously.
Mm,
But if you have a plan and you become a disciplined trader, honestly, their rules are set to make you be successful. At first, it's like, oh, they have all these rules that you have to follow. I don't like it. But when you break it down, if you can follow their rules, they really are setting you up for success. They want you to be disciplined. And when you first start out, that's the last thing you want to be is disciplined. So, I mean, I've received significant payouts from them, which I was shocked because I didn't think I would, because I hated them that much. But they are legit. It's just you got to follow the rules. And if you don't, then obviously they're going to deny your payouts. But if you're disciplined and keeping small, steady profits, anyways, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to be denied payouts. And that's how I got my large payouts from them. It was once I learned to go slow and steady.
well,
So
I was not expecting that.
I don't,
Uh,
yeah, see, trust me, when I got the payout, I was just as surprised as you.
that's growth, yo.
That literally, the prop firm I hated the most is one that I mean, I don't recommend it to new traders because it's just gonna be frustrating for them because they're not gonna be able to follow all the rules. There's no way. They're not gonna be disciplined enough, and that's how Apex makes their money, anyways. They want new traders and they want them to fail because that's their moneymaker. But
Yeah, I don't think I'd recommend props for new traders.
no,
Period. I think I was thinking about this recently. If well, it's something we're looking into, but if I was to start someone afresh, I'd probably put them off um, actually trading for as long as possible,
yeah,
and get them to learn
sim
the
trade,
fundamentals and even sim trading, but just going through the charts and understanding the structures and doing the journaling and the hard work. I'd probably push that into them first so they don't end up avoid that loop of self sabotage. It's probably going to come, but preparing them on
yeah,
one end of the spectrum rather than leading them into the into the opposite side. Um,
right. And that's what we hated the most when we first started with Scalper because he preached that too.
yeah,
And we all just wanted to jump right in. Oh, come on. And now that we've matured, it's yeah, okay. Everything he was saying was correct.
yeah,
Shocker.
yeah. Well,
He was going
you've
about it the
matured.
right
I'm
way,
still
of
maturing.
course.
He's still telling me what to
I
do.
well, we all are.
Yeah,
You're never going to be fully mature unless you're Scalper because he's AI. But yeah, it's I mean you're constantly learning. If you're not constantly learning and practicing the discipline, then you will get wrecked in this market.
yeah.
So
Until you get tired or bored and ultimately give up.
right.
Uh,
And as we speak, price continues to go down.
yes. Have you left a runner or
No, I've
no?
been out since we've been
Chatting.
talking. I've been tempted to go back in quick, but no, I'm just watching.
Sweet.
But this does give, with our talk, my trade that I was looking for. I mean, proof that sellers were in control and just
Mhm.
taking profits. So this level right here will be very interesting. 25676.
Oh, that's
See
from
if that
the
holds
open
up.
today.
Yep,
I think it'll
right
break,
after
bro.
open.
It'll break.
Yep, because that was pushed up.
It
And
was
then that was, yeah. That was
So
the low of the
the
session.
where we see the sell imbalances printing at the top, those were the London highs at the top of the
Uh,
range. You see the sell
yeah,
imbalance lines.
purple
Yeah,
is
those
this
are the
is
London
London
highs.
high.
So it swept that.
Yep,
Within that
yep.
structure, you've got a buy reversal pattern printing on the open.
This is
Sellers,
London low,
yeah, sellers aggressively defended the London highs, pushed us down.
and then
Where you
Asia
going, bro?
high
Where you going, bro?
was
Asia high
two
was
six
out of
one oh
reach
nine.
today.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna hit that. But I mean, 26109 was that high
Mhm.
overnight for Asia. So I mean, they tanked it pretty good last night.
Yep. But New York
Yeah,
just scooped up some discounts while they could. But yeah, nice
right.
buy structure there. Pushed up from that on the buy reversal pattern. It was a 10 tick, sorry,
Oh,
10T base
oh,
retest.
whatever. I know what you mean now. I like how you can put the highs and lows for the sessions too.
Mm.
Having these is huge. That way you don't have to go back and look for it.
Yeah,
Try and
it's
mark it
something
yourself.
something I only added recently, but it's certainly helpful. It gives you some very good areas of interest.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, basically just moved up from there. It was a very nice bull move. I've been having a coaching day, so I didn't take it. Um, and then yeah, straight up into a sell area of interest, and then sold off nicely, which you
Yeah.
caught. So I would have caught the buy. Well, I'd like to think I would have caught the buys, and you caught the sells. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
If I
I'm
was smart, I would
aware.
have caught the buys all the way up into the sells that I was looking for, but that's where I didn't want to compromise what I was looking for.
But that's it, man. You
So,
do you.
yep.
You're consistent. You're making money. You don't need to catch every move. You've gotten over your hatred for Apex, and now you're in bed with them.
Yeah.
How's it? How's your relationship with XRP and crypto? Have you dipped your toes back in that yet? Will you be buying the dip or?
I have not yet, just because I wanted to focus everything on the day trading part of it.
Mm,
And then I want to see where we end up because with new all-time highs in this market, we had made XRP never made a new all-time high yet, technically.
did
And
it
if they
not?
did, it was barely, if I remember
350.
correctly.
I think it did just sweep it.
Yeah. So I want I want to see it come back down. I will probably re-enter when we're at the bottom of the bear market is
Yeah,
my goal again
back in
because
the buy
that's
DCA dollars.
right. I mean, I could daily cost average and buy in, but I'd rather wait after watching crypto. I mean, you know it's going to come like 90% back down. So just wait for that to happen and then buy in at that point. That's the smart move and then just sit and be patient. So no sense in trying to chase it now when we know it's going to come back down eventually. So just patience again,
Yep.
if you will.
Patience is a
Um,
virtue.
yeah.
Certainly the one to
And
learn.
while that's happening, just keep focusing on the day trading.
Yeah, 100%.
Time is
Um,
money.
that much it is, 100%. Yeah, bro, sweet. I'm aware that you've got to get off, so I'll leave you a few minutes to spare. Thank you for coming in and sharing your wisdom. And again, it's great to see you leading from the front as always. You've come in from day one, studied hard, smashed it out the park, and done everything you set out to do. So, props to you, man. Got to give you your flowers.
Appreciate it. But it's been a team effort ever since because we joined at the same time. Basically, I mean, you helped push me to get into it.
Mm,
So, um, you and Andrew. So it's a team effort. We have all learned together. We bounce ideas off each other. We stay in communication.
mm.
It's not anything that's individual success. I can promise you that. It's all. I mean, I look at the 4 hour stuff that I've learned. That came from you.
Yeah.
Like without you saying it and catching it on your end, I never would have got that. So I mean, I mean, it truly is it's a team
Feel free
effort.
to cut me a check, bro.
Yeah, right. I will.
uh,
Every large move, 10%, just for giving me the 4 hour.
yeah, man. Um,
Right.
but yeah, if there's anything you want to say as a closing sentiment, go ahead. If not, we'll cut it.
If anyone is new to it, you have to learn patience, perfect your trading plan, practice sim trading. I hated it at the beginning too. It's the last thing you want to hear when you're first starting out because you just want to start making money. That's not going to happen. All you're going to do is lose money. We've been there and done that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're just starting out, learn patience, learn the confidence once you've tested what you're learning. And if it fails, you journal it, learn from it, and then you find another confluence or what have you to look for your trades. And you keep doing that, rinse and repeat until you learn what's working. You want to find that consistency. But if you're greedy and not patient, you will never find consistency at all. It's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the psyche is a huge part of it. And then practicing. Don't, like you had said, don't get into prop firms. Don't do it. Just use a simulation trade and practice with fake money and see what happens and document what you're doing, document what you failed on, document what you succeeded on, um, and go from there. But it's nothing that's going to happen overnight. You have to put in the time and the energy. So come into it with an open mind, and definitely do not be greedy. That is the last thing you can do. Don't be greedy. Slow and steady always wins the race in the market. So, I mean, this last month was the worst month for me trading, and I still was overall profitable at $600, like $680 on three MNQ contracts, and like 1,200 on five MNQ.
Mm-hmm.
So even with all-time high manipulations where I had a couple failing days, it's still overall profitable, and that's what you want. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have had those losses, but even with those losses, guess what? It's still profitable. So that helps you have the confidence to stick with what you're doing and then learn from those losses. Well, what did I miss here? Oh, okay, I got into it too soon. Or hey, like Scalper tells you, there's manipulation in the market. It's gonna happen. So all the confluences in the world and all the confidence, what's worked prior, might just get blown through out of nowhere for no rhyme or reason because market makers can do that. So you got to look back and say, okay, all my confluences were there. It's just the market makers had a different idea and it blew through it. But nine times out of 10, they don't do that. So cool. I'll take that 90% win rate and sacrifice that one time of, okay, they got me. I'll still get them 9 out of 10 times. So that's the confidence you have to get to.
Amen to that, man. Thank you for sharing, and thank you again for joining us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Look
Thanks
after
for doing
yourself,
this,
man.
man. Yeah, you as well.